What's going on, kings and queens? It's your boy Byron, CEO of Selfrise-ent, and today we are back with another video. Today's gonna be a little different, man. We're gonna be going over the life of Monster Kody, but we're not gonna be breaking down his life in the form of biography. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break it down representing thug life, and we're gonna break down thug life using Monster Kody's life, because Monster Kody is an example of what the environment you're placed in will do to you, right? And he's also an example of once you change your environment, you change your mentality. Once you change your mentality, you change your actions. When you change your actions, you know what I'm saying, you change who you are. So why am I picking Monster Kody to represent thug life? And for those who don't know what thug life means, thug life stands for the love that you gave little infants, fucks, everyone, okay? And exactly how it sounds, it stems from the childhood of anyone, woman or man, okay? If you watch my episode on Tupac Shakur, how he went to, his mom forced him to go to Baltimore School of Arts, or shit, he probably wanted to go himself, right? But he was excelling in arts, literature, history, different plays of Shakespeare, different things that exposed him to a whole different life, and ultimately caused him to be one of the best to do it, right? Or one of the greatest in his industry, which is music. You know what I'm saying? Musician to ever do it, pretty much. Let's just leave it like that. So what does that have to do with thug life? Okay, so a lot of times people always use the term, you know what I'm saying, I was brought up hard times, I was raised in the slums, you know what I'm saying, and everybody from the slums, man. If you ain't come up with, and your people had it a bit, you know what I'm saying, whether it was generational wealth, whether it was passed down through a business, whether it was, you know what I'm saying, something that accumulated, or something that everybody, group economics, whatever the case may be, if you didn't grow up with resources to advance yourself after high school or just in life in general, then you know what I'm talking about. You're pretty much, 9 times out of 10, you're placed in positions and environments that cause you to act as the same of your environment, which they call it being a product of your environment. So let's get right into it, man. Kody Scott was born in LA, California on November 13th, 1963 to Ernest Scott and Bertie Kanda from Houston, Texas, okay? So that's his genesis, you know what I'm saying? Houston, Texas was where his parents are from and where they, you know what I'm saying, where they both came from. But I believe his mother already was, you know, back and forth in LA or whatever, because they didn't get a home until 1972. You know what I'm saying? So in 1963, obviously, they had to be coming from Houston, Texas. And Kody Scott believed that his father was the LA Rams running back, Dick Bass, okay? Why did he think that his father was Dick Bass and not Ernest Scott? Okay? This is just a little piece of thug life coming together, right? He already did not claim the person who lived in the house. He didn't call him dad. He didn't probably call him dad, or they didn't have no relationship, right? Why did they not have a relationship? Well, because Miss Birdie and Dick Bass had a, you know what I'm saying, a little entwinement, you know what I'm saying? And or a situation, you feel me? And believes that his father was Dick Bass. And Ernest Scott still held resentment for even thinking it may not be his son, or it may or may not. And so his anger for her went to his son, and Cody had nothing to do with it, right? So think about it, man. A little kid coming up in the house, you got another brother, and he's getting a little bit more love. He's getting treated differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we all been through it. You know what I'm saying? We all done experienced certain things similar to that, right? If you're growing up in a house with too many kids, right? They got favoritism, okay? So by him going through these phases of life, he receives a lack of love that he needs at a young, early age, and that we all need, man. You know what I'm saying? So all right, so in 1972, they moved to South Central LA, right? And Thug Life. I call this section Thug Life, and this really breaks down the transition to living the thug life. And people, you know, you hear it on movies all the time. People really took that concept and watered it down. But, you know, we need to bring it back to life. We need to make it known that to diagnose the communities in our society around the nation as a black, you know what I'm saying, whole, we have to be able to love ourselves, right? If we don't have love for thyself, how can we love anybody else? You know what I'm saying? If we didn't receive love as a child, man, we gotta look within ourselves, and we gotta start tapping into who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody gonna love us like us, man.
This particular country and this culture puts so little value on our lives that we begin to devalue our lives. And so it's nothing for me to kill you because I don't care about me.
He was 10 years old and somebody robbed him for his money. Somebody robbed him, and this is where everything started to change for him, right? Why? Man, I'm already going through it at the house. My mom is never home. I don't fuck with this nigga. I'm the big brother. You know what I'm saying? My little brother gonna come up under me, and it's like, I can't take this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go out like that. You know what I'm saying? We finna go ahead, we finna get it in. And from that day forward, life changed. Right? So by his mom working and him not really fucking with Ernest, it inevitably, with timing in the universe and with things going on within just the communities of LA, with the Black Panthers breaking down, with the collapse of the revolution that was going on in the 60s, right? There's already a plan for Black America, right? And with all this going on, gangs are created from extensions of the party, right? So then he runs into Tookie Williams. Now, if you don't know about Tookie Williams is the founder of the Crips, LA Crips. And just to think about how much influence you have to start a whole society of people willing to die for a particular neighborhood or a particular color or a particular gang or a particular group. This is what I want to figure out to it's almost like a sickness.
The choices and the consequences. A lot of times our community as a whole is sick. The community as a whole is sick. And so the sick society produces abnormalities. And street organizations, gangs, are those abnormalities. And so when we go out and shoot another brother or sister or an innocent, it's the hate we got in us for self that makes him a nigga, makes her a bitch. It's that internal hate. So something is wrong with the community. That there's an analogy that the Dead Prez use on their new CD about the wolf and the blade. It's an old story about how natives would put a blade into the ice, and the wolf would come and he would lick the blade, right? They would put blood on the blade, and he would lick the blade. He would cut his tongue and continue to lick the blade until he bled to death. But he thought he was eating something, but he was licking the blood. Do you blame the wolf for trying to eat? Or do you blame the person that put the knife in the ice?
Man, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, everybody wants juice. Everybody wants respect. Everybody wants, you know what I'm saying, to have that aura about them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And selling dope, killing your brothers, going to jail, leaving your son to prove a point, man, that's the stupidest shit that I ever heard of, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is how you gotta prove a point, bro. Start you a business. If you ain't got the money to start a business, go get a job. If you can't go get a job, go start a job. You know what I'm saying? What do I mean start a job? Man, create a product. Create a product, bro. Create a service. You know what I'm saying? You can sell anything. You feel me? Like, if they can mark up water to $5 and throw a better label on it, you telling me you can't sell simple shit like body essentials or t-shirts or socks or, you know what I'm saying? And if that's below you, then yeah, man, you will never be successful. You know why? Because we got to start creating an economic blueprint for us, man. We got to start getting ourselves right. We got to start understanding that in order for us to have influence in the neighborhood, it's better that we own the neighborhood than to die over the neighborhood that we live in. You feel me? Not even live in, man. Our grandma or our mama probably pay the rent in which we stay in and dine over, which is stupid. You know what I'm saying? If you want to really gangbang and you really want to be at competition with each other, let's see which gang can own the most property in the city. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who can start the most businesses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all red, we blue. Let's go. Stanley Williams is addicted to PCP, and he's also a great storyteller. On top of being a great storyteller, he lifts weights. You feel me? All day long, and he gets high, right? He rides around looking for the enemy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do a video on Tookie Williams, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to break down his influence. How did he get so much influence to where they had to literally silence this man for no reason? I mean, for them, they had their reason, but in the reason which he died was complete bullshit. In 1975, OG Sidewinder creates A-Trade Gangsters. Alright, so I don't really know too much about the gang culture out in LA. I'm not from there, but I do have a lot of respect for it. You know what I'm saying? To where you got to respect the rules of the game. You just can't come into anybody's city and think you so arrogant to where, you feel me, can't nobody touch you. You know what I'm saying? And so being able to understand different groups and sets, you'll know that the A-Trade Gangsters are an extension, you know what I'm saying, subgroup of the Crips. Cody Scott graduated 6th grade, and that was it, man.
I joined the A-Trade Gangsters when I was 11 years old. For the first year, I was just a wannabe, doing things to try to tag on to the gang, to get known in this light. And I found out early on that it's the most courageous acts of violence, the things that no one else do, that will get you.
You know what I'm saying? He became a full-blown Crip. And these boys wasn't half-stepping, man. Like, they was, you know, their initiation was dropping bodies day one. You know, don't come back to the car until your shit empty.
The Vietnamese were called gooks. You know what I mean? You deface the enemy. You destroy him or his humanity in your mind first. So when you shoot him, it's easier because you're not shooting a human, you're shooting a Slav, or you're shooting a gook.
And this is it. 1977, he earns his name, Monster Cody. Infamous Monster Cody of LA. You know what I'm saying? To the regular Joe, he's just a menace to society, basically causing havoc in his community and not really being an example of you know, what a black man should be in the wilderness of North America. And so this is what I say, you know, this is what he has to be. This is who he has to be to the highest degree. This is his job now.
I'm in the Army. I'm from the Crips. We're Army. And people fail to realize that we are an Army. We are an armed unit of soldiers. Young, vibrant, a lot intelligence. But there's no doubt in my mind, I'm sure not in anyone else's mind who was involved in this thing, that we're soldiers.
You know what I'm saying? There is no 9 to 5 for him. Gang banging for the set, you know, full time is the motherfucking job. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on. All right.
Because America produced me, but the name came from a beating that I had given the guy. We had robbed him.
Okay.
And the dude hit me in the face, and then we chased him and beat him and stomped him and disfigured him. And the pigs, police, were saying that whoever had did this to this cat was Monster. And the look on the people's faces when I came back to the hood that night, and when they were telling me that, what the pig said, I was like, it just was almost like that was supposed to be me. That the way they looked and the way they looked at me, it was just power. I felt it, and I just took that name.
By him having his name, he's putting in work with the clique. You know what I'm saying? And you feel me? He's earning his respect more and more and more and more and more. That name is getting more and more infamous, right? Because at the time, he just don't care if he live or die. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he care about is, you know what I'm saying, representing his flag and his set, right? So in 1978, this is where he first gets arrested for protecting his brother from some dude, you know what I'm saying, that was messing with his brother, whatever. He went up there and tried to, you know what I'm saying, regulate him and shit, you know what I'm saying, went a little too crazy, he got arrested, right? Same year, he got arrested for shooting the blood. We're going to go ahead and stop it there. We're going to go ahead and pick up from 78 on in the next episode, but I just wanted to break down part 1, and we're going to continue off on Thug Life and how Thug Life is a representation of Monster Kody and how he transitioned from, you know, a nigga to, you know, somebody that was an influence on the world through his way of thinking, talking, storytelling, writing, his influence of Stanley Williams, you know what I'm saying, and being able to touch different people across the world when he was finally locked up. You know what I'm saying? Why does it always take black men to be locked up to start to be creative? Because we cannot sit down in society. We've never sat down to really know how to think, how to figure out a skill. You know what I'm saying? As Tupac Shakur said, instead of us being pimps, why don't we be lawyers? You know what I'm saying? Instead of us selling dope to, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood, you feel me, generations that's coming up, or putting the young boys on, why don't we be accountants? You know what I'm saying? Since we're so good with numbers, you feel me? We can be different things. We don't have to be mafioso. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go that route, man. If you got homeboys and y'all ain't got no money, study group economics. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to break down a lot of different things on this channel, man, regarding group economics and, you know, different things that have occurred in history. You feel me? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to learn it together. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching this video. Let me go ahead and hit my phone. I appreciate y'all watching this video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. One love.